I thought I knew what a wreck looked like. Then I walked into this place. The floor was blackened. The drywall was gone. The air smelled like a campfire someone forgot to put out. It felt frozen in time. Like the people inside just dropped everything when the fire hit and never came back. When the plywood came off the front door, I saw the furniture still sitting in place, charred but untouched. Like the house was paused mid-disaster. And I bought it. Not because it was a great deal, and not because I had some genius plan. I bought it because I needed to build something that could last. This wasn't just another fixer-upper. This felt like the beginning of something. I didn't have words for it yet, but I knew it mattered. It had weight. It had purpose. Maybe even something I can stand on. Something that might just maybe carry me. Up until this point, I was just chasing survival. I had just finished fixing up my first house to live in. I over-upgraded it, made it way nicer than I needed to. I was proud of it, but it wasn't intentional. It was just instinct. But this house was a turning point. It wasn't about proving I could renovate anymore. It was about proving I can own something. Because ownership, real ownership, isn't just about signing papers. It's about taking responsibility for every decision you make, especially the ones you live with 5 years from now, or someone else will, especially when it's not just for you anymore. No more chasing trends, no more cheap fixes or shortcuts. This time, I wasn't trying to make things just beautiful. I was trying to make something durable, something that actually worked. The fire had mostly stayed in the living room, but the damage didn't. The walls and ceilings were scorched. Furniture and belongings melted into place. Time did what time does. It wore everything down. And underneath all that, something had leaked out. Not just the structure, but the soul of the place. Still, I could see it. Beneath the soot and sadness, the bones still were solid. And for me, that was enough. Because I wasn't looking for perfect. I was looking for a chance to bring something back to life. Every wire, every outlet, even the panel. I'd helped my dad growing up, so I kinda knew how things worked. But this time, that wasn't enough. This time, it was mine. Every breaker, every ground, every calculation. And I still remember the moment the inspector gave me the green light. No issues, no corrections. That was the first time I really started to trust my own craftsmanship. Not just because it functioned, but because I understood why it functioned. That trust, it changes you. It made me more patient, more deliberate, more prepared. There was no running water when I started, just the shutoff in the basement. I rebuilt the plumbing from scratch. No hacks, no shortcuts. Just patience, measured cuts. The roof leaked. The layout was a mess. The layout made no sense. So I shifted a few things. Moved doors, cleared out some awkward partitions, opened it up just enough to breathe. Nothing fancy, no luxury. Every decision came down to one simple question. Will this work 5 years from now? That question shaped everything. And then there was the garbage. The house had never been cleared out. It was still filled with furniture, clothes, ruined carpet, everything scorched or soaked or worse. And my parents, they kept showing up, steadily, ready to help, like they always do. They brought food, they brought snacks, they brought a cargo van. And when we rolled into the dump for the third time that weekend, the lady at the dump looked up and said, "You moving the whole house?" My dad just shrugged, pretty much. That's the kind of loyalty that doesn't say much. It doesn't ask for credit. It just shows up with work gloves on. Reverse into the driveway. Ask, all right, what burnt thing are we throwing out today? And then do it again next weekend. This house came with a strange little bonus feature. A reoccurring visitor, Nick, the realtor who sold it to me, kept dropping by, not to pitch, not to sell, just to check in. He liked seeing things come back to life. And honestly, It was kind of nice. Sometimes it was the only reason I'd take a break and stand still long enough to notice how far I've come. He's still a friend to this day, maybe even watching this video. Hi Nick. This house forced me to think ahead. Not just how do I fix this, but how do I keep this from breaking again? That meant smarter upgrades, not fancier ones. I added insulation panels across the exterior to help hold temps better and cut down utility costs. Made sure the fixture stayed tight, no trendy light bars or flashy backsplashes, just what worked, what lasted. And okay, yes, I did go overboard on a few things. I bent these complex flashings for the exterior trim that honestly didn't need to be that detailed. They looked great, but they chewed up hours, maybe days. But at the time, I was just excited. This was going to be my first real rental. I wanted to get it right, so I kept showing up. Every day, one task at a time, until almost a full year had passed. And the house was finally back together. Because when you know you're going to hold on to something, really own it long term, you stop asking what looks cool and start asking what breaks. That's what rental renovation teaches you. And this was my first big lesson. Every house has a personality. This one has been through a lot. It had to be rebuilt from the frame up. And now, someone lives there. They water the plants, they hang their coat by the door, they put their keys in the same bowl every night. And I bet they have no idea that this hallway was once filled with smoke. And honestly, that's the most satisfying part. Because I remember standing there, first time I walked in, thinking, am I really going to fix this? I didn't have a plan, didn't know how it would go. I just knew I couldn't walk away. By the time I finished, I wasn't just proud, I was changed. I was thinking further out, pacing myself, starting to build with strategy, not just effort, not just how do I fix this, but how do I fix this so it stays fixed? That one question became the foundation for everything that followed. Because this wasn't just the house anymore. It was the start of something bigger. The beginning of a portfolio. Not a fast one, not a perfect one, but a real one. One house at a time, one lesson at a time, one long weekend at a time. And once it was done, I thought I'd feel finished. But really, I was just getting started. This first rental, I did it alone. But the next few, that's when everything started to shift. I wasn't doing this alone anymore. I had people alongside me. I had momentum. We didn't have a crew. We didn't have a blueprint for how this would go, but we had each other and we had a vision. One that was just beginning to take shape. So if you ever wondered what happens when you take one rental, then another, and try to turn them into something real, that's the story I'll tell you in the next video. Because after this house, things did start to grow, but they didn't stay easy. We built a portfolio from scratch, and then all at once, everything went vacant. But that's for the next time. I'll see you in the next video.